If you clicked on this video, there's a pretty good chance that you have some sort of negative feeling or heavy emotion towards another human being, maybe for some sort of betrayal or they hurt you in one way or another. Today, I'm going to teach you guys how you can forgive any human being who has wronged you, hurt you, betrayed you, made you feel pain, sadness, affected your life in a negative way, gave you years of trauma, years of therapy, whatever the case may be, no matter how severe, or maybe it's something smaller and you just can't seem to let go of it. Today, I'm going to help you guys get rid of these resentments and lighten your load. I do want to preface this video by saying if you are not ready to forgive, maybe come back to this video when you are, because we're doing this. We're diving in head first and we're going through all of the things. And if you are ready, let's do this. You have to want it. And one of the best ways I can explain why it's so important to want to forgive people and want to move on and let go of these negative feelings is because we all as humans want different things out of this life, right? So we all have different goals, dreams. We aspire to be a certain type of person or work a certain job or have a certain style family. And all of these things that we all want in life require us to work hard. And it's a lot easier to achieve our goals and to move forward and thrive in this world when we're lighter, when we're not carrying so much baggage, so much stress and pain and hurt. And so forgiveness is just a fraction of all of the things we have to work on as humans to continue to thrive in life. And so today that is forgiveness. We can go into some other things in some other videos, but forgiving is very important. I don't think people realize just how important forgiveness is. People love to hold grudges. They love to explain to you why the grudge is so important, or they want to receive that validation and why it's okay to be holding that grudge. And here's the thing, you're not affecting the person who hurt you by holding this grudge. The only person you are negatively affecting by holding on to this grudge or this resentment is you. I promise. That person may be sad or hurt that they lost you because of what they did to you, but you holding on to the pain of what they did to you, the betrayal, the grudge, the resentment, I promise is only affecting you and your life and your ability to thrive and conquer any dreams or goals that you may have. And so I just wanted to touch a little bit on the importance of forgiveness. And so if you are someone who is ready to hear what I have to say today, thank you for being here, and let's not waste any time and get right into the nitty-gritty. Here's the deal. It is everyone's first time here on earth. Well, I know that could be debated, but it's everyone's first time here on earth. What I'm saying is you and I, not one of us has more experience with life than the other unless it's age, unless you got a couple years on me. But typically, it is all of our first time here on earth. You, me, the stranger up the street, that person that hurt you, it's our first time here for all of us. And so within that, we're able to give people some grace for the bad decisions they may make or the ways that they may hurt us while still holding them accountable to their actions. Both are possible. One of the biggest and most productive ways that we can hold humans accountable for their behavior while still allowing them grace is boundaries. You guys hear me talk about boundaries all of the time, and there's a reason for that. Boundaries absolutely changed my life when I learned how to set them, but also when I learned how to receive them. Because boundaries, it's not, so many people take boundaries as an insult when boundaries really is a form of love. So whether somebody's setting a boundary to you or you're setting one to them, boundaries are a form of love because you're saying, hey, I love you enough that I want you in my life, but there's just this one thing that I'm not okay with. So we have to draw the line here in order to maintain this relationship. It shows that you still want this person in your life. You just need them to not do this or not do that. And the same goes if somebody sets a boundary on you. So don't be offended if somebody sets a boundary. And if somebody has a negative reaction to a boundary you set, just know that that's a very common thing and they will let it soak in and they will most likely settle down eventually. So boundaries is a big part of this, okay? We can hold people accountable while still respecting and understanding that it's everyone's first time here on earth. There is an in-between, there is a middle ground with that, and we call that boundaries. What if I told you you didn't have to be angry at that person anymore? And not only that, but that forgiving that person will actually allow you to start thriving in your life. There's a good chance you right now feel like you are stuck at a wall, like there's just nowhere to go. You're unable to move forward. You're unable to find any more success beyond this current point that you're at. And it's most likely because your backpack is full. Your backpack is full, babe. And we're gonna break that down in just a second. You see, hate, resentment, anger, all of it is weighing you down. And all of it is coming from your inability to forgive. Or you just don't feel like it, you don't want to, or maybe you just haven't even considered the thought of it. Nonetheless, regardless of the reason you're holding on to it, it's there, it's heavy, and it is absolutely weighing you down. And this is most likely the reason you are completely stuck at this wall. So I didn't want to have to be the one to tell you this, babe. But I love you and I care about you, and I have to be honest. You're almost allowing this person who hurt you to continuously affect your life on a daily basis. Think of the person you dislike the most in this world, or the person who has hurt you the most in this world. Now, what if I told you that you're basically allowing that person to still affect your life in a negative way? Even if you haven't seen them or talked to them in years, you're still allowing this person who initially hurt you to affect you negatively every day. I know some of you are saying, no, I don't care. I don't care. It doesn't bother me. I hate them. I'm never forgiving them. I don't care. Sure, that's fine too. But it's still weighing you down. Promise you. You cannot care all you want. That's okay. But it's still weighing you down, babe. It is. I'm sorry to break it to you. So if we need to slightly tweak the way you think, that's fine. We can do that. We can absolutely do that. It just takes a little bit of practice in action form, consistently. You can do that. You can absolutely do that. You just have to try. Basically, whatever we need to do to lighten your backpack, we're gonna do. And with that being said, we're gonna get into the analogy here. This is the most important part of this video. So do me a favor and stay with me, okay? If you wanna take notes, I think it's a great idea. This analogy is the key to forgiving literally anyone who has ever hurt you. So the process of life in general, daily life, is like walking up a mountain, right? We all want to continue to get higher and higher up that mountain, because getting higher and higher up that mountain equals more success, right? Finding the husband or the wife of your dreams, getting that killer job that you've been wanting, any good in life, we find as we climb this mountain. That is why the higher we climb, the scarier the drop looks. The more success we have, the scarier the fall looks. So the analogy here is life is like this mountain, and every day we're taking these baby steps to get further and further up this mountain. And then of course we have people who aren't so motivated, and they're just kind of getting a little too cozy in one certain crevice of the mountain, and they've just decided to kind of stay put there, and maybe they're happy there, and that's totally fine. But there are other people that are doing their best to get up this mountain, and not everybody has the same exact climb, right? On some edges of it, we're seeing storms, it's snowing, it's icy, it's making it very slippery and very difficult to climb up this mountain. For others, the weather is great, they're getting good traction, and they're just cruising right up this mountain. And so what that is referring to is we've all been dealt different cards. We do have certain communities who have a lesser advantage than others. Life is not fair. It's not equally fair for everyone. I'll never pretend and say that it is. So I think the most important part within that is don't allow yourself to become a victim, because the moment you say, well, things are just so much harder for me, and your journey becomes pleading your case that life is so much harder for you, you have yourself in such a victim spot. You are never going to be able to thrive or get out of it, because we all have three options, and no matter what card you were dealt, I trust and I believe you when you say that things have been harder for you. You weren't given the same fair shot as others. I believe you. I do. But here's the thing, we're not going to get anywhere if we stay in that space. So we have three options. We can be a victim, we can be a survivor, or we can be a thriver, right? So I'm going to pick thriver, but I'm familiar with all three. All right, so we have this mountain. We're doing our best to climb up it, achieving different things in life, trying to get to the places we want to get to. So let's continue forward. Now, when it comes to climbing up that mountain, and the higher we get, the scarier the fall looks. Some of us will just keep climbing, hoping that we don't fall and trusting that we are strong enough that we won't. And then we have others who just can't fathom the fear and the possibility of failure, and those people self-destruct by just letting go, falling, or running back down the mountain out of fear. But there are so many people out there that cannot handle the fear of potentially failing at something, and so they would rather just destroy it before it could have its chance to blow up in one's face. That could be a career, could even be a relationship, right? This is too good to be true. I'm so afraid that something is going to get messed up within this relationship, and then somebody cheats or makes a really bad decision and completely self-destructs because what they had felt too good to be true and they were too afraid that they were going to lose it, so they self-destruct. So similar thing with the mountain. The fall looks scary the higher we are. Some of us trust in our ability to climb, trust in our ability to build ourselves up and to strengthen ourselves up as we travel up the mountain, and we trust that we'll continue to make it. And others will self-destruct and run back down to the bottom out of fear. And so, you know, as we move forward, it's especially scary because each and every one of us have this backpack on that we can't remove. As we climb up this mountain, every one of us have a backpack in which we can't remove. Some of our backpacks are larger, some are smaller, meaning some can handle more, carry more. Others have to keep a lighter load and able to continue to be able to walk and not feel pain, or it become too heavy that it hurts their legs or have to take breaks. So everyone's backpack has a different capacity. It can carry a different amount of weights. And that's what life's about, right? We all have a different tolerance for bullshit. No, that's just a small analogy of a bigger picture here, but are we good so far? Is everybody staying with me? Are we understanding? Okay. So if we can't remove this backpack, this backpack that we are all carrying up the mountain of life, if we cannot remove it, what is the next best option? To make sure that backpack is as light as humanly possible. Because the lighter our backpack is, the better chances we have to successfully climb higher and higher up this mountain, aka reach all of our dreams, our goals, our aspirations, create the family we want, get the job we want, buy the home we've always wanted, the career, all of the things. We can get there a little bit easier if our backpack is lighter. If it's heavy, it's going to take a lot longer, and we're probably going to be real sore. When we say things like, I don't care, I don't like them, I don't feel the need to forgive them, it doesn't bother me, I will never forget that they did this. You say that though, I love you by the way, but you say that though, like it benefits you and affects them. That's just not the case, unfortunately. Actually, what's really happening here is the only thing you're doing is making your backpack heavier. That is it. Sure, maybe your hatred or how angry you are at them, as a result, you've kicked them to the curb and they're no longer in your life. Okay, sure, maybe they've lost you as a result, but you continuously holding on to this resentment and this anger and being unable to forgive them is not, that piece right there is not affecting them. They've already lost you. For you to continuously allow this resentment and lack of forgiveness to fester within you, literally the only thing you're doing is making your backpack heavier. And lack of forgiveness, aka resentment, anger, all of those sorts of emotions, they're heavy ones. That's like a big brick that you're putting in your backpack. It's not a feather by any means, right? It's not a feather. Feather is like addiction to coffee. That would be like a feather in your backpack. Being addicted to coffee. Or Grey's Anatomy. That's a feather in the backpack. A brick in the backpack, that's not being able to forgive somebody. And we're going to change that today, baby. Are you understanding though? You starting to catch on here? You starting to see how important forgiveness is? It's crucial, actually. It's necessary. It's needed. I don't think I would have been able to find success within my sobriety if I wasn't able to forgive. I'm just being flat out. If I was still as resentful as I used to be at the people who hurt me, I don't think I would be able to stay sober. I don't see how I could do those two things at once, because that resentment, it leads to anger. And I just get, yeah, I don't think I'd be able to thrive within my sobriety if I was not able to let go of things like this. You got to get that brick out of your backpack, babe. And mind you, the more severe the situation, or the more severe the pain that this person has caused, the heavier the brick is, right? So if what's been done to you is just absolutely tragic, and you're holding on to that anger and resentment for what that person did to you, it could even be a parent, you know, not just a friend or a significant other. And we can even dive into just that if you guys want in a separate video, but that's what I mean by the severity of this. I know if it's a parent, sometimes, you know, that can be even heavier. The inability to forgive a parent, the resentment that builds, that's a heavy one, my friend. And that is 1,000% holding you back. We got to get that out of the backpack. And life's also too short. It's too short as well, but it's exhausting. And so if we were to hold on to every time someone does something negative to us, if we were to hold on to that, every single time some negative interaction happens in our lives, I can't imagine the weight that you're carrying on a daily basis. I can't imagine. And as much as I would love for you to be able to just take that backpack off and just take a deep breath, the backpack doesn't come off. So unfortunately, our only option is to pull everything out of it, AKA therapy, self-help, healing, books, whatever that healing process may look like for you. It's going to require some work. As I say all of this, there's one very, very, very important thing that I want to make sure I acknowledge, okay? I'm sure what they did to you was so beyond not okay. I'm sure that they screwed you over so bad. In fact, I am sorry for everything that they did to you. I'm especially sorry that you weren't able to defend yourself, and I'm extremely sorry that no one was there to defend you. You never deserved that, but you owe it to yourself to let it all go, to remove it all from the backpack. You deserve that. But the very people who did this to you are directly correlated with the reason that you're finding yourself stuck at this wall. These same people who have done you so dirty are directly correlated, are running parallel with the reason why you have not moved from this same spot on the mountain. The reason you have made yourself so comfortable in this crevice of the mountain, the reason you unpacked your bags on this part of the mountain. It's directly correlated with these people who have hurt you so badly. And here's the other thing too, is I want to ask you this. Haven't they done enough? Haven't they done enough? And so even if you've removed that person from your life because of what they did to you, you're still allowing them to have an impact, a great impact on your life and your future and your goals and your dreams. A much larger impact than you probably realize. I understand there's some strange satisfaction in resentment and anger towards someone who has hurt us. There's some strange satisfaction. You have to be willing to give up that satisfaction for a lighter backpack, AKA a greater life in the long run. And here's another aspect of this, right? Say it's justice. Say you deserve justice to be served. I can't tell you how much I relate. You know, one of the largest people in my life who have hurt me the most and affected my life the most negatively from the way they have treated me physically, mentally, spiritually. I never received the justice I so badly wanted, but I had to be okay with that. I had to. If I wanted to be able to move on, move forward with my life and never allow this man to affect a smidgen of my life, my thoughts, or anything else, I had to let go of that need for justice. And, you know, there's a way to let go of that desire for justice and then still potentially get justice, right? If it's a possibility for you in your situation and you need to take the steps to get there, you can do that while not letting it weigh you down, because you have to be okay with any outcome. Once you find yourself okay, I will be okay if I get this justice, and I'll be okay if I don't. Because either way, I know I deserved it. And whether I got it or I didn't, I'm still enough to move on, move forward with my life, better myself, and do the healing, do the things that I need to do so that I can continue to thrive, whether or not I receive this justice. and you do deserve it. Obviously, if there's any fear or danger attached, then something needs to be done in that case. I'm not referring to anything of like that nature, so that's a whole different story. But lighten your backpack so that you can get up from your little crevice on that mountain and move somewhere that is warmer, sunnier, with a more beautiful view. And maybe there's even some cool people on that side of the mountain that you'll get to meet. But you're never going to meet them, and you're never going to bask in that sunlight and that warmth if you don't forgive. We're not doing it for the other person. Forgiving someone for what they've done, it doesn't have to benefit them in any way. Forgiving someone doesn't mean you have a relationship with them again, that you're friends again, that you get back together with him or her. You can forgive someone and never speak to them again. I've done it plenty of times. And so I hope that this analogy at the very least planted a seed in your mind, even if this wasn't it for you and you're not ready to go forgiving people quite yet. I hope it at least planted a seed that maybe as you move through life, you'll run into some sort of encounter later where someone will water that exact seed and it will sprout and it will begin to grow. Otherwise, I truly, truly do hope this helped you. Whether it planted a seed or it at least gives you a better understanding on how important forgiveness really is for oneself and the purpose for it, at the very, very least. Otherwise, let me know what you received from this video. Let me know in the comment section what parts of this video resonated with you the most. Do you feel like you're ready to forgive? Are you still kind of stuck? Do you fully realize that not forgiving is weighing you down? I want to know all of the things in the comments section, but at the end of the day, please know that you deserve to forgive those people for what they did to you. And please know that you're always safe here on my page. We're a community of people. Hang out in the comment section, make some friends if you want. And if you guys have any video recommendations for me or any topics in particular that you would like me to touch on next, let me know in the comment section. Otherwise, I will see you guys in my next upload. Love you so much. Thank you for always being here. Bye, guys.